some go as far as to suggest that they are all the same person. If truly such a person was here among us, plotting our ruin, would that I had a body again and could be of some real use in our time of need. I fear what the future may hold for this place. I am grateful you were able to dispatch the threat before there was loss of innocent life. We were nearly at another scandal on our hands. What of Azo? What part did his experiment play in this catastrophe? Azo was only trying to help the patients. Zelensky took advantage of him. Well, I'm going to say with that. Zelensky would have found a way to interfere with the sanitarium even without him. Your half answer suggests a bias, but it also suggests it's as close to the truth as I'll get from you. Kedman will remain here, but he will be monitored, and under no circumstances would he have access to any equipment. Okay, that's fair. That's pretty fair. I have to say, like, it's okay. Is okay. So let's see now. We have a few quests that we've done in this place today.
Hail, traveler.
Beg your pardon, I have a message for you. You're summoned to Adred House, where Lady Webb wishes to meet with you as soon as possible. Not much you can do in these parts without Lady Webb knowing about it. At least, that's what I'd always heard. I guess it's true. How did you know where to find me? Well, it's Lady Webb. She knows everything. Tell me about Lady Webb. Do you not know Lady Webb? She's, well, no one's seen her, exactly, in a long time, but she's the mistress of Dunrid Row, has been for as long as anyone can remember. He pauses, eyeing passerby with suspicion, quietly continues. She's supposed to be old, older than anybody, and she never leaves her room. Some say she's wasted away and she's just a pile of bone kept animated by dark magic. She's still at it, best anyone can tell, learning things, keeping us safe, pulling the strings behind the throne, too, it's said, as a ring of ciphers doing her bidding, telling her everything that goes on. You do wrong in this country before you go asking the gods for forgiveness, best you ask Lady Webb first. What's Dunrid Row? A whole mess of ciphers run out of Adred House. They make it their business to keep the peace, but they don't like you to see them do it. Problems in this city have a way of going away on their own, and when that happens, you can make a pretty good guess as to why. Dude, this is great. This is exactly what I wanted. I've been meaning to meet with her. This is awesome. As you near the apparition, you are overcome suddenly by a powerful anxiety that sits like a stone in your stomach. The feeling is not quite real, the recollection of an emotion rather than the emotion itself. It wrenches your inside nevertheless. The apparition's brow is tense, a look of concern plain across its face.
The other missionaries say you have been neglectful of your duties.
My mind has been elsewhere.
Oh? And what troubles you?
The apparition raises its eyebrows. The pain in your stomach deepens, and you feel for a moment as though you're about to be sick. Your mouth has gone dry. Forgive me, Eminence. I wish to leave the order. The man folds his fingers together and presses them into his mouth. To his mouth.
You have been an apt student, and your convictions have inspired those around you. May I ask what has changed to make you feel this way?
The people we intended to convert, they committed unspeakable acts, sacrifices, mutilations. The apparition exhales slowly and its lips press together, a sympathetic rapport in his eyes. It places its hand on your shoulder.
These are the ways of the heathen world.
Surely the gods would do better to destroy us all and start anew.
Perhaps they would. It may come to that one day. This is why we must not fail. The heathens are beyond the gods' reach. They do not know better. We are tasked with delivering them to the gods, so that the gods may heal their souls.
Is such a thing possible?
I have seen it with my own eyes. You will see it too, if you choose to remain.
The specter smiles wearily.
There is no greater calling than the one we have chosen. Neither words, nor wealth, nor battle will end this suffering. Only the gods. Will you give them that chance?
The knot in your stomach seems to loosen all at once, and the anxiety is replaced with something else entirely. Something warm and soothing, and it is something you know you can never repay. As the vision fades, you start to become cognizant of the many odd looks aimed at your direction. Your last response echoes in your mind. I will... Okay, that because in case you guys are wondering if you missed the beginning, this is like a flashback from a previous life. It's not my actual character talking. It's like I'm talking and I'm choosing the answers, but it's a reenactment of one of my previous lives. Curious to see what she has to say, Lady Webb. Very curious indeed. Lady Webb will see you now. There she is.
This calls for a subtle touch.
She doesn't care. I mean, she
There.
cares,
What
but she
did I
doesn't
say?
care at the same time. The notes are scribbled in a cryptic shorthand.
Yeah?
Okay, let's talk to Lady Webb. This woman clutches a thick stack of parchment with spindly, wrinkled fingers, their flesh stretched thin to near translucence with extreme age, a gossamer veil over pale blue veins. Ink splotched and candle burns dot and stripe her hands like a quilt patterned after some great indescribable truth. She does not look up from her reading.
So, the messenger conveyed my summons. A miracle that would make the reincarnation of Aothis look like a child's cantrip, surely. It doesn't draw the most inspired minds, messaging. They failed me so many times of late, I nearly sent a cipher after you instead. So this is the Watcher who took over Cad Noir. Oh, don't look so surprised. It isn't an attractive expression. I wouldn't be where I am for long if I let details like that escape me.
She glances up from her reading for the first time and looks you over. This is exactly what I would picture Alot's mother to be like.
And this fiasco in the sanitarium that you seem to have gotten yourself into the middle of. What in blazes possessed you to stir that nest of trouble?
I'm investigating a strange group.
Strange does not begin to describe them. The practices of the Leaden Key defy all reason. You're not the only one with an interest in their recent activities. I've lost 4 ciphers this year alone trying to get someone inside their ranks. As it is, we only have our suspicions about who is in the group and what they intend. Which I suppose means we have much in common with them. I asked you here because I wanted to know what your interest was in all of this. I thought perhaps we might help each other. Why are you looking for the Leaden Key?
One of their members caused my soul to awaken and need him to reverse it. She closes her eyes and the lids flicker, then her face goes still and her mouth parts. Little more than a sliver and her hand briefly drops open, spilling some of her parchment to the ground. The pages wafting around her legs like the leaves of a dying tree. Her fleshy eyelids peel back and her gaze is immediately upon you.
The gods are cruel, I'm afraid. The man you seek is Theos Ix Arcanon, Grand Master of the Leaden Key. One of the most elusive and dangerous men Eora has ever known.
How do you know I seek Theos?
Because you have seen his face, and that makes it a simple matter for me to see it. You even happened to catch him in his ceremonial garb, it seems. Must have been a special occasion.
What can you tell me about Theos?
More than most, though very few would know so much as his name. And there is no way of knowing how much of what I've read is true. The Leaden Key dates back more than 2,000 years. If rumors are to be believed, Theos was the one who created it.
Wow, he's a creator. This is a really compelling story. It is, man. I freaking love it.
What scraps of evidence exist suggest that he has died many times, only to be reborn each time exactly the same man.
How?
Awakened during adolescence with all the knowledge and experience of all his lifetimes. The plots he orchestrates sometimes take hundreds of years to bear fruit. Needless to say, this is not the natural order of things. But he is said to be one of Whitaker's favored, and that old bat was never one to let rules get in the way of favoritism.
That old
may also
bat.
explain another supposed gift of his. His body is no boundary to his soul, and he is known to take possession of others, if their souls are weak enough. Often it is for elaborate deceptions, but sometimes he simply forces them to kill themselves. He is not known for his generous supply of pity. He is also not one to show himself in any but their most critical matters. If he has directly involved himself in whatever the group plots now, it may be your only chance to find him. And once you do find him, if you can find him, I would not hold my hopes too high if I were you. He is a driven, single-minded man. He will not have the slightest concern for your problems.
How do you know so much about Theos?
The same way I come by all my knowledge. Exhaustive research, spying, bribery, perhaps some less savory measures. Whatever the knowledge demands, I pay in full. There is nothing of greater value. Unfortunately, with Theos, there is also nothing more scarce. He has covered his tracks far too well. His manipulations of the course of history are lost to time now, though I believe they were many.
She looks down at her hand, rubbing at an old scar. What else is there to know about the Leaden Key?
Precious little, I'm afraid. You may know much of it already. No one member knows the identity of more than a handful of other members. They are kept in the dark of missions they are not involved in, or sometimes of those they are involved in. They exist to hide secrets they themselves don't know. If you can imagine how gullible someone must be for that to appeal. Despite that, they are very good at what they do, owing much to their founder, who will take matters into his own hands when necessary. And he does not fail.
What do you want from me?
Keep me informed. The Leaden Key has been busy lately, and that is distressing news. I can only guess as to what they intend. You seem to have a knack for turning the stones they've crawled beneath. Keep turning them. Dunreed Row will not stop you. Whatever it is they're up to, figuring it out will be of great use to both of us. In your case, it will surely point you to Theos. In return, I will share our knowledge with you as we learn it, and provide you with what assistance I can.
Very well.
If you find your trail has run cold, come to me with whatever you have. There is much I may be able to do for you.
There is something I can tell you about the Leaden Key's operations.
Well, let's hear it.
I found Theos in Brackenbury Sanitarium impersonating a patient who was trying to damage the public's opinion of Animency.
Forgive me. It is unlike Theos to leave witnesses. He must be furious.
Her eyebrows raise, two painted line over barren, sloughing skins, her forehead a lattice of wrinkles upon wrinkles, the corner of her mouth perks.
He did not aid you as you'd hoped, I take it? Well, take heart. With any luck, when he has finished his business, he will surely come and find you again, if only to kill you while you sleep. This news of yours makes sense, of course. To dabble in animancy is to puzzle over the secrets of the gods. This would not be the Leaden Key's first action against it. But if this is connected to their other activities, we may be in for something on a much larger scale. If we can learn more about their goals and methods, perhaps we can get the palace behind us. With Avar's support, we may be able to put a stop to this.
That's all. This progress is encouraging. I only hope that we are not too late. I have other questions.
Yes?
Tell me more about Dunrid Row.
All the things there are to know in this world, and you ask me about work. Deerwood is a rebel country. Conflict is in its blood. If you think a few guards posted in our cities keep chaos at bay, you are very new to town indeed.
She shakes her head irritably.
We are Deerwood Cipher investigators, of course. But what we really are is its last barrier against anarchy. People are more at ease when they believe they are watched over by someone more enlightened than they are. It pacifies them. So that is the image we foster. And we do try to be enlightened for their sake. The knowledge we gather here is Deerwood's standing army in many ways. We learn what's vital and we act on it while Deerwood sleeps, blissfully unaware of the terrifying truths all around them. I wish I could tell people the things I know sometimes. But the truth is, I don't think many of them could bear it.
How did you come to be here?
Me? I started this place. In a different time, under a different duke. I impressed the duke with my research and my work ethic, and he became possessed of the notion that I would be ideal to lead a secret network of gifted investigators. I don't know how such an idea got into his head.
She winks, of course. How old are you? She gives a half-hearted gasp and covers her mouth with her fingers. You wicked woman, where are your manners? Were you raised without a shred of decency?
I lost count ages ago. Such a strange thing to celebrate, getting closer to death. Oh, I've had my share of work done to prolong my existence, if that's what you're wondering. I'm not ashamed of it. I'm not done here. There are things I still wish to learn. And I'll be the effigy if I let Bereth carry me off before I'm through.
Okay.
There was a time when I considered enlisting the theorems of Pondgrum to extend my life indefinitely. I found the thought of devouring my political enemies to sustain my own life greatly appealing. I must have gone soft with age.
Are you a psychic?
If you are hoping I can look at your hand and tell you whom you should marry, you can just wipe that notion from your mind. I do not know what will happen tomorrow. That is what I pay spies for. Being a cipher is not unlike being a watcher. You notice more about what is already there.
I'm both, actually.
Many can hold an object and know where it's been, or peer into the thoughts of people around them. They can also sometimes affect those thoughts, but that would be unethical, of course. A tiny, talented few pick up so much about the world around them, they can get images of things to come, but these are fleeting and unreliable.
She cocks a painted eyebrow. You said you don't know what will happen tomorrow.
Who said I was talented? I don't. Least not that I can trust. And with me, it's only ever about one thing anyway.
What's that?
A quiet day at home.
She glances back behind her toward a small table and a queer smile finds its way across her face. Is there a Lord Webb?
There was.
What happened to him?
He believed in dying with dignity. He was old-fashioned that way, my husband. We saw the world very differently, he and I. But he was good to me while he lasted. Yes?
Okay.
Try your best not to die out there.
Sounds good. I did that too. I did Informer already, didn't I? Yeah, the quest is done. Through Death's Gate. Travel to Durford Village. We're not there yet. The Undying Heritage. Find the tower. We're not there yet. The Hermit of Adred's house. Inform Lady Web about the Leaden Key's activities. Okay, so I need to
Hey there.
I need to have more
Nice
info.
and quiet.
Like even more. Cool. I have not gone there, Ericless. Not yet. I still have some quests to complete first. We will get there, of course, as soon as we can. Like, essentially, I don't want to leave the city before we go to that place. But we do have, like, a few quests to do. Like, I need to get the guy's armor back. I need to go back into the catacombs. I need to go back to to here. To the lighthouse. I need to go back to Cyril, the girl in the salty mast. There's a lot of side quests to complete, and this is a 100% playthrough, so we need to do all of them. Let's go here. Nostalgic One, welcome to the Shinobies. Thank you very much for the support. Really do appreciate it. You're awesome. Oh, good point, Ericless. Yeah, we could totally do that. For sure. I could probably, like, rock a few of these.
Hail and well met.
Hey, Nostalgic. Thank you so much, man. I really do appreciate it. Yeah, quiet time at the... Wait, what? Quite loud over here, you like it, as long as we are front, get ladies, lads, and a few... Wait. Where's Cyril? To go to work, but I will try to be on later, but you need to go to bed too, brother. I know, Jack, I know. For those of you that weren't there before when I said it, I'm going to be streaming tonight. Well, tonight, obviously. Tomorrow night, I'll be streaming at 6:30 p.m. EST. And I'll be streaming Friday the entire day. So I'll have like the day stream, which is 9:30 to about 2:30. And then I'll have the evening stream, 6:30 to 10:30. Yeah, so I'll have like 2 streams on Friday. Usually I work on Fridays, but I took the day off.
Greetings.
Sarah looks at you curiously. Back again? Yeah, absolutely. There's something I need to discuss with you. She runs a smooth finger along your neck and under your chin. Just tell me what you like. It's extra if you want to bring someone else in, though. Your friend Tristan sent me. He needs the medallion. So do I. Cyril raises her chin. I offered him his half of the money, and he refused it. She crosses her arms and paces in a slow circle around you. I'm sure he told you all about his broken clan. Did he also tell you that I got him where he is today? I really am sorry for him, but I'll bet you anything he lives better now than he did in Air Glenfath. I've worked a long time for a way out, and I'm not giving it up just because Turstern suddenly got nostalgic. I'll buy it from you. She laughs. It's worth 6,000 pounds. If you got that kind of money, I'll gladly help you spend it. And Gwithan relics are worth a lot less secondhand. You won't get more than 4,000 for this. Lines creases her brow. I suppose you're right. If you can't afford that, it's yours. Here you are. She cradles the bag of copper. I could be in a cottage in Brackenbury tomorrow. She looks hopefully at the medallion in your hand. I'm not going to tell you your business, but if you do mean to give that to Tristan, it would mean a lot to me too. I hope he finds everything he's looking for back home. She pulls a moonstone ring off of her fingers. Please, take this. It's always given me an edge with people around here, but I'm done with that part of my life. That is a gigantic bed in which I have slept in with that lady.
Oh my.
What does it do? To resolve. Eh.
Hey there.
Alright, let's get out of here. And let's get to the lighthouse before we leave this area and go back to Brackenbury. Man, so many side quests to do. So many. It's kind of crazy. Oh man, I'm so pumped for the sequel. It's gonna be so good. Oh, I'm super excited.
Come on, I want to pet you.
Okay, let's go here. Bloop. And Daniel, how you doing, man? What's up, dude? Have you played this game before, Daniel and Nostalgic? Like, have you guys played this game at all? Are you excited for the sequel? And if you did play this game, which class did you play? I'm very curious to know that. And also, which difficulty level? I find hard pretty easy. But maybe like Path of the Dam would have been like a little bit too intense. I don't know. I might consider it for our playthrough of the sequel. Like maybe do Path of the Dam like right off the bat. Because hard is pretty easy. Play the first only for a few hours on normal because I'm a casual. Aw, man. It's all good. Are you going to pick up the sequel? And hey, man, it's perfect because then you can watch the stream, you can see the story if you have no plan on playing the first one, and then you'll be ready for the sequel. Obviously, I won't be done in 6 days, but I'll be pretty far along. What happened? They're not there? Oh no, I need to speak with the lady downstairs. Damn it! Shame on me. Shame on me. I'm going to be playing it, but I won't be playing it on release. Just so you guys are aware, we're going to be playing that game for sure. I think the date that I've settled on is going to be May 27th is when we're going to start the sequel. I cannot start before that because it's going to be impossible for me to be done with the first game before that point. Unfortunately. Because I'll be streaming this game and God of War in alternates for a while until God of War is done. And then we'll be starting Battletech as well. So we'll be playing Battletech and Pillars 2, essentially, in alternates.
How do you do?
You'll never guess what happened. Nia points to the lighthouse. I was keeping an eye out for you, and Wu strolls down the dock, but Merwith herself. You should have seen the stare she got, but she walks right into the lighthouse, never a word to anyone. And just when I was sure she's met some awful fate in there, she strolls right out, still saying nothing to nobody. Now I'm hearing all sort of rumors about Mayor Whitman, the last lighthouse keeper. She shakes her head. I don't know what to believe, but everyone else around here is convinced that the place is safe again. I've even got a construction crew ready to start work. Awesome! Hey, we got some XP. She takes a deep breath, a big, contented smile on her face, and I know I've got you to thank. Here, this is for you. Come back.